Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my National Podcast. Today is Tuesday. We got a lovely Tuesday episode for you guys lined up. Oh man, hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys had a great week. It's going to be an action-packed week for this week, man. We did our Sunday episode. We have Tuesday episode. We have Thursday, as well as the free March Patreon episode coming out for you guys, and then another Sunday episode. So boy, do we got some content lined up for you guys, as well as some streams mixed in there. We're going to be streaming on Wednesday tomorrow, and then we're going to be streaming again on Saturday or on Sunday and Monday and all that good stuff. So it's going to be an action-packed week full of content for you guys, man. And it's what I love to do. All right. What I love to do for you guys. I first wanted to start this episode pretty much talking about Love is Blind. I think last week we did kind of like the full recap for Love is Blind, pretty much up until the weddings and everything like that. And, you know, if I'm being honest with you, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Probably going to spend maybe like a couple minutes on it. But, you know, it was pretty much like a lot of the couples that I wasn't expecting any of the couples to get married except for Vic and Christine. All right. Those are the only two couples, or that was the only couple. I'm sorry. The only couple that I was like, oh yeah, they're going to get married. And I think everybody knew that too. And that's why it was one of those things where when I did see Jordan and Amber get married, I was just kind of like, huh? What are y'all getting married for? You know what I mean? And then if I'm being real with you, like, look, I don't want to be mean or anything, but it just seems like they were just two desperate people just looking to get married. And I think when the reunion comes, it's going to be a thing where they are not going to be able to, they're still not going to be together. I just don't think they are. And I think Amber's going to be the one to kind of break that marriage off. And it's just not going to go well for our boy, if I'm being honest with you. I hope that's not the case. I do hope they're still together and happy, but, you know, I don't really see Amber sticking with it. You know what I mean? I think she wants to give it a try and see if she can, but I just don't think she can. I don't know. You guys may have a different thought about that, but, you know, and then obviously, like I said, I knew Mike and Emma weren't going to get together because Mike wants kids and, you know, she's all wishy-washy with kids. That was a non-negotiable for him. You know what I mean? And then she wants to get upset about his non-negotiable. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, bruh. You knew what you were getting yourself into. You knew he wanted kids. You knew that was a point of contingency. You knew that, like, she walked in there thinking like, oh no, everything's going to be hunky-dory and it's going to be great. And it's just like, once it wasn't, then she's just like, wow. Oh, I can't believe you did that. Oh my God. I so thought he was going to say yes regardless. And it's just like, no, bruh. You know what I mean? So good on him for like standing 10 toes down on like what he believes in and whatnot. Because again, if you sit there and you're just bending and doing all this for other people, it's like, dude, you're just going to lose yourself in the process and you're not going to be happy in the relationship. So I'm glad he said no. Okay. So Alex and Ashley's marriage was weird. Okay. It was weird. And I say it was weird just because, for one, it didn't seem like they were there to, it just seemed like they were there to just be like, all right, let's get this over with. And then two, Ashley's kind of whole like hoorah speech. Now look, you go girl, do your thing, be empowered or whatever. But I think it was really unnecessary. They didn't need to drag everybody and their family and everybody out to that wedding just for you to do this. You could have did this at home, just like Devontae and fucking, and Brittany did. Devontae and Brittany, they were just like, nah, we ain't really doing this, you know, yada, yada, yada. And they did it at home. Like, I truly, truly, truly believe that they did not need to go all the way to the altar to do this crap. I thought that was just dumb. I thought it was ridiculous. I would have felt disrespected. Like, bro, you brought me out here. You got me out of my house, exfoliated in a monkey suit, just for you to like say no. And then the stupid thing about it is Ashley, when she was trying the dress on, she's like, oh my God, I love him. Oh my God, this is the man I'm going to marry. Oh my God, like Alex is the man I'm going to marry. It's like, bruh, like what are we doing?
Stop the cap.
Like, why are you saying all that knowing you're not going to marry this man? Knowing you're not going to say yes to him? What are we talking about here? I thought that was so dumb. Thought it was so ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Then we have Devontae and Brittany, you know what I mean? And that whole interaction was awkward. Why? Because you could see it on their faces. Him checked out. He was checked out. And if you watched last week's Tuesday episode, you know that he's got a baby on the way by another girl. He went on to the show in search of brand deals and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see what comes out with that on what's the name? On the reunion. I can't wait to see what comes out with that. I can't wait to see Brittany kind of get in his ass and be like, yo, you fucking sold me a dream. You told me we were going to do something. You said one thing and you fucking did another. I can't stand you. I hate you. I can't wait. I hope she lets it fucking rip for this boy because he deserves it. He fucking deserves it, dude. How you going to sit there and knowing you don't want to marry her, knowing you don't want to be with her, you over here just like, oh yeah, no, of course, like, yeah, you know, I'll definitely, I'll talk to you, I'll get back to you. Like, bruh, what are we doing here? It's like, come on, man. Like, you know you don't want to be with this girl, and you're leading her on and making her think like, oh yeah, we're still gonna be together. Everything is great. And it's just like, oh, Brittany, you're too beautiful to be that desperate, baby. She really is. I'm telling you, man. It's like, Brittany. And then on top of that, it's like, I get it. She like fell in love with Devontae or whatever because, you know, they had this emotional connection and all that kind of stuff. But baby girl, how do you not see that emotional connection is fake? You know what I mean? That emotional connection is over. It's done. It was gone. I would argue that emotional connection was gone right after Mexico. It's like, but you still steady like, oh no, we're going to get married. Oh no, this is my man. Oh, I care about him. Oh, we're doing great. And it's just like, oh, I just felt so bad for her. I had such secondhand embarrassment watching that for her. I was like, bro, that's crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. So, yeah, man, like I said, I think the weddings were they were fucking a wash, just trash. This season was just ass, if I'm being honest with you. It was, because it's like the one couple everybody wanted to see, they didn't give them any airtime. And then the couple that people wanted to see the least of, they gave them the most airtime. Nobody wanted to see fucking Ashley and Alex for all that time. Dude, they got the most airtime. And I'm like, bro, nobody cares about this soccer sellout nigga, man. Nobody cares. We were done with him by what? Episode 6? Bro, we were done with this nigga. We've been done. I was like, I don't care. Stop showing him. We're through with him, bro. I want to go see everybody else. Because we barely saw Devontae and Brittany. We barely saw, what was the other couple? Emma and Mike. You know, we barely saw, we saw a good bit of Connor and what's the name? We barely saw anything between, I mean, I guess because they ended it, but you know, it was Jessica and that other dude's name. I can't remember his fucking name, Mark or some shit. But, you know, I just wanted to see more of the other couples. I hated how they focused far too much on Ashley and Alex, and I'm just like, bro, nobody cares. Like, everybody's done with this dude. Nobody cares about him anymore. You know what I mean? And by the time they got to the weddings, everybody was just literally like, bro,
oh brother, this guy stinks.
Like, bro, everybody was at that point by the weddings. They're just like, bro, we're done with you. We don't care, man. Because I know that's how I felt. Like, the moment Homeboy got up on screen, I was just like,
oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on,
like, bro, are we really doing this? And he's over here just like, oh, yeah, man, are you nervous? Are you not? Nah, man, nah, you know how it is. It's like soccer, you know, you step out in front of 20,000 people. Oh, and I'm just like, Bruh, get on out of here, man. I was so exhausted with that dude. I'm telling you, I half watched the weddings this year. They were trash, bro. Fucking trash. So we'll see how the weddings go, and I'm sorry, not the weddings. We'll see how the anniversary goes, or the reunion or whatever. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see what happens. But without further ado, let's get on into today's episode. I just wanted to do a quick little recap since we did the whole recap thing last week of Love Is Blind, and I did my little deep dive expose. Man, we had videos and all kinds of shit in there, so definitely check that out if you haven't. Okay, let's get on into our thread for today. So our thread for today is, guys, what's the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? All right, so let's see what's up. Okay, I asked my present girlfriend, saying, let's go out for lunch, just you and me. Like, your company, I want to get to know you more, etc. All the indirect ways I could have hinted I really like you. Spelled it out to her the next day that it's a date before we went ahead for lunch. Turns out she genuinely thought I was just asking her for a casual meal. Plus, I could tell by the way she reacted, by becoming all pink and blushed by playing it off cool, but also the internal panic that a guy is asking her out. One of my favorite memories. What I've noticed is like when it comes to like the first date, girls won't call it a first date until you have gotten like a little more serious. That's what I've noticed. They will not call it a first date until you've gotten like farther in. Like, say, okay, you guys have this first date, right? Everything went smooth and great and it was good. You guys are having a fantastic time, yada, yada, yada. Then you get into like the next date, that's still hanging out to her. It's not a date yet. You know what I mean? It doesn't get to be like a date until like dates 3 or 4. And then they're like, okay, maybe I want to see this guy exclusively. Once a woman decides she wants to see a guy exclusively, then it was a date. You know what I mean? That always baffled my mind, and I've talked to a lot of women on that too, and they're like, wait, how do you know that? And I'm just like, because you bitches are all the same. Because that was something I didn't know until there was a girl I dated, and we dated for like a good while, couple months, and I had asked her out, and she was like, oh my god, yeah, that sounds like a great date spot. And I'm like, that's the first time that you've called like something that I've set up for us a date. And she's just like, really? And I'm like, yeah, why is that? And she's like, oh, well, it's probably because I didn't really consider like the first 3 times for us hanging out really like a date. It was more of just like I was getting to know you and stuff like that. And for me, I'm thinking to myself like, I made sure it was a date. I said it was a date. I even confirmed with you, like, it's a date, but I think they just deny it in their head. They're like, no, it's not a date, it's not a date, because if it doesn't go well, I don't want to say I went out on a date with this guy, you know what I mean? And that's what I really think it is. But yeah, I just find that to be very odd. I really do. All right, on to our next one. Guys, what was the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? I started going to yoga because she mentioned looking flexible, or liking flexible guys, and now I can touch my toes, but not her heart. Oh, bro. Damn. And that's the worst, when you get into something that a girl likes, and you're obviously doing this to like show her, hey, I like you, I'm trying to get into your interests, and she's still just like, oh my god, yeah, you're my best friend. Cooked, bro. Just cooked. So yeah, bro. Oh, that's tough. That's absolutely tough. All right, guys, what was the most obvious hint you dropped and a girl just didn't get it? I was the girl who didn't get it, but also 13 and still scared of boys, and the ugly one in the group who no guys liked too. Everyone liked this new guy, Matt. Someone asked him if he liked anyone, and he said the girl with the blue bag. 3 of us had blue bags, me, Jess, and Tris. I decided to get to the bottom of it for Jess and Tris, so I asked him which girl with the blue bag, and he said, well, what's your name? I didn't realize he maybe meant me. Still don't know. I'm 34. What?
You stupid.
What the heck? Girl, come on, man. How did you not know? Like, you gotta be you gotta understand that, like, when a guy likes a girl, it's a lot harder for that guy to really admit it to the girl that he likes. You know what I mean? Because if it was any of the other girls that went up to him, oh, he would easily just been like, oh yeah, it's that one. You know, but the fact that it was you that went up, of course he's going to be like, you know, what was your name again? You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be nervous because you're the one that he likes. You know, but I guess girls just don't get that. But at the same time, you know, these are coming from the same species of human beings that believe staring at someone is shooting their shot. So, you know, we gonna take that how that is. You know what I mean? You crazies. Jesus. Alright, what was the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? One time she called me asking for a chore and said, would you do this for me? And I said, I would do anything for you. She said, great then, start already. Bruh. Oh yeah, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, because you're over here trying to be Mr. Fix It, you know. You're like, yeah, girl, you know, I got you, baby. Anything you need, I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm Himothy. You know what I mean? And she's just like, oh, good, then start. Hurry up, stupid. And you're just like, damn. Yeah, bruh. Oh. Yeah, that one hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That one hurt. Oh. Alright, guys. What's the most obvious hint that you dropped and a girl just didn't get it? My husband proposed to me in his bedroom right after we played wrestling and pillow fight. He knelt and said, be with me for the rest of my life, and I didn't get it. I just stared at him dumbfounded, then laughed at him because I didn't understand why he said it. He was hurt. Then he explained that he's asking my hand for marriage. He apologized for not even preparing an engagement ring nor proposed romantically, but he said it was his eureka moment. He finally knew I'm the one he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. I said yes eventually. We're 15 years together. I mean, I think it was one of those. Okay, if I'm being honest with you, I think those kind of moments are more romantic than the moment of you like setting it up and doing all this thing and everything like that. Because if you are able to give a man that eureka moment of just like, oh my God, it is clicking for me. I want this woman for the rest of my life. I don't want anybody else. You know, like, if you're able to give that to a guy, bro, that's probably the best thing ever. Like, you know, truly that guy wants to be with you for the rest of his life. That guy will do anything to be with you. You know what I mean? He will kill someone for you. You know, I'm just saying. It's one of those things where it's just like when you're able to give a dude that fucking eureka moment, because I remember the moment, it was kind of a eureka moment for me when I knew, like, because I had never proposed to anyone before, except for my ex-fiance. And for me, that eureka moment was, her and I were driving somewhere, and I'll never forget this. We were driving somewhere one time, and I had made like this reference, and shit, I cannot remember the reference at the moment. Oh goodness. But we had made I had made a reference to this thing, and she just understood the reference so well, and I was like, wait a minute. I remember. Okay. So in GTA 4, obviously the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 4, his name is Niko Bellic. We had a cat, and he was our son, and his name was Nico. And she was just like, she was talking to me and was like, she asked me, what is Nico's middle name? And I was just like, I don't know. And she was like, you want his middle name to be Bellick, don't you? And I was like, this girl fucking gets me, bro. Bro, it was one of those things where I was like, this girl fucking gets me. I don't know why. I don't know. Like, you guys probably listening are just like, wait, what? You guys are literally just,
Huh?
what? Why would that be an epiphany moment? Why would that be a moment you're like, I want to spend the rest of my life with this girl? And it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel as if any other girl that I was with at that, if I was with any other girl, they wouldn't have gotten that reference. They wouldn't have, I'd just been in that tune with me. It was just like no girl up until that moment was just that locked in with your boy. And so the fact that she was that locked in, I was like,
Oh my God.
I want to marry this girl. And so that's what I mean. And for him, it was WWE wrestling. They were literally wrestling like WWE wrestlers, and he was just like, oh my God, yo, I want to marry this girl. This is the girl for me. And so again, if you can give a guy that epiphany moment where he's like, oh yeah, I want to marry this girl, bro, that means more than anything, man. It really, really does. And it's going to be the stupidest thing ever. Trust me. If you're the type of girl that, you don't really want to know the stupid reason on why your man decided to get engaged to you, then don't ask him. Because I guarantee you ask your husband right now, whether he's next to you or you're waiting for him to get home or you're waiting to go home to him or whatever the case may be, and you ask that man, I guarantee you he's going to be like, you know what? You ate pasta in a certain way, and girl, it had me schmitten. I'm telling you, it's going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb. But that's how much guys, that's how we look at the details. You know what I mean? That is us looking at the small things, enjoying the small things. That's us really noticing you. You know what I mean? And when like I said, when you're able to give us that kind of epiphany moment, we're just like, wow. Because I remember I had a friend. He was like, bro, I got married to my ex-wife because she farted around me. And it was just the most casualest thing ever. And that was his epiphany moment. And that's why he married her. And I'm like, what? Huh? She farted? Okay, I guess that to me was crazy. I was like, okay, but that's what I mean. It's going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb. Let me know down in the comments if you did ask your husband and if he had a dumb reason for marrying you. Or I guess a dumb reason you thought anyway. I'm sure for him, he's just like, oh my God, I love this woman for the rest of my life. She farted in front of me, All right, let's get on to the next one. Guys, what is the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? At the end of a sort of date, my partner asked, would I like to come back to his for a coffee? And I said, I don't like coffee. What about juice then? Perfect. Let's go then. Thankfully, during the date, he had worked out I'm autistic without me mentioning it. He realized I wasn't trying to reject him. Been together for 9 years. Oh, man. Damn, he was trying to give you that, that hot coffee, you know what I mean? He was just like, so you trying to like go to my place for, a little coffee? She's like, I don't like coffee. He's like, oh, autistic. That's right. Okay. Orange juice. You want to come back for some orange juice? She's like, hell yeah. Sometimes you just got to know your partner. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got to like understand. Like I get it. You want to be smooth and you want to do it in like the easiest possible way. But sometimes you got to kind of curate it for them, And when you do that, you're just like, all right, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, guys, what's the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? There was this girl that kept hanging out with me, and we text and make plans as friends, and we're hanging out a few times a week for maybe 4 to 5 times a week. And I started catching feelings the more we got to know each other. We flirted back and forth crazy, and we're both really shy to push that boundary to something more, even though we're getting more touchy every time we hang out. One night, we're out at a bar having drinks, and we're having that why are you single conversation. It feels like she's completely giving me the green light to make a move, and she's telling me that she's looking for a guy that she knows she can be best friends with, and she wants a man that's looking for a long term. And we're just going back and forth with us agreeing that we're both really looking for the exact same thing in a relationship. And then when she said, I need a man that wouldn't ever cheat on me, and I went for it with the I'd never cheat on you. Ooh, good one, Chief. And there was a long pause as we were close and I was holding her hand in mine already. And then she backpedaled faster than any Patriot secondary as said something like, see, you're proof that good guys still exist. They're impossible to find. Damn it! You have no idea how heart-wrenching Bro! Oh, he was so smooth with it. My boy was so smooth with it. He had it on lock too. He was smooth with it. And she was just like, thank you for saying that. You're proof that there's good guys out there. Man, oh, I just wish Chad and Tyrone were like you. And you're just like, damn. I think you kind of put the ball too much in her court on that one, if I'm being real with you. Yeah, I think you did. I think you kind of put the ball too much in her court, because I think if you would have led that interaction a lot more, you know what I mean, then I think she probably would have like understood what you were trying to do and what you were trying to say. But I think she just kind of looked at it like, okay, like, he's agreeing with me all this, and I still am not getting the confirmation, because I think she just threw that out there. She was fishing. She threw that out there and was just like, okay, ask me. You know what I mean? Ask me to be, your girlfriend. And I think that's what she wanted. But instead, homeboy, I think, was trying to fly too far under the radar. Yeah. My thing is, the more, or the older that I've gotten, the more I've realized being just bluntly honest with women goes a long way. You know what I mean? Are you going to lose a lot of women as a guy? 1,000. But if I'm being honest with you, it is so much. Like, for me, I'm the type of dude, the moment I like you, I just sit there and I'm just like, I like you romantically. What are we going to do about this? And a lot of times they're like, oh, shit. I guess we'll see where this goes. Oh, okay. And I'm like, cool. All right. Next day, you're free. And they're like, Tuesday that you can do it. I'm like, cool. Tuesday, probably 7:00. I'll let you know, you know what I mean, what place where we'll go to. I'll plan it out or whatever, and then I'll let you know maybe like a day or two before, all that good stuff. But yeah, Tuesday, 7:00. That work for you? And a lot of times they're like, okay, yeah, sure. All right, yeah, let me know. You know what I mean? And it's just so much easier, because I used to be that type of dude where I would play that kind of, I guess, not really long game, but you would kind of just play the whole like, hey, I'm right here, I'm on the sidelines, I'm second string, you know what I mean? You kind of play that game, and it's one of those things where it's just like, if coach is keeping the starter out there, you know what I mean? You ain't going to get no play time, bruh. You're just not. Unless you are just that miraculous of a second string where she just has to put you in first string. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're the type of dude where you're kind of just, mediocre, you keeping it chill or whatever, like, bro, she's not really going to notice you in that second string spot. You got to walk up to coach and be like, put me in the game, coach. And she might just be like, I've been waiting for you to ask me to put you in the game. All right, let's go. Hey, Toby, bench. You know what I mean? Mark, get out there, baby. Let's do it. And so that would be like my, I guess, advice to guys, is where it's like, bro, stop all this like smooth talk game, this and that. Nah, man. Nah, you could do that when you guys are on the date. You could do that when you guys, but like before the first date, be just blunt. We just straight blunt honest. We're like, hey, I like you. You know what I mean? I like you romantically. I would like to take you out. What are we going to do about this? And I guarantee you, bro, you're going to get a lot of girls that are going to be like, Okay, like, yeah, sure, I guess, yeah, because dudes just aren't straightforward anymore. Dudes play a game, and they're like, oh yeah, will she, won't she, will he, won't he, and that shit just gets old, bruh. It really does. That shit gets old and it's boring and it's just tacky at some point. You know what I mean? If you're that type of guy that's just kind of like straightforward with her, a lot of times you're going to get a lot more. Yeah, I've gotten a lot more yeses being that way than I have nos. If I'm being real with you, just because it catches them off guard. It's crazy. Like, even girls who think like, oh yeah, no, that would never catch me off guard. Oh, and then it happens to them. They're like, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure, let's give it a shot. Let's see what's up. You know what I mean? And then you just kind of keep it on her, and you're just like, all right, cool. When's the next day free? And she's like, I don't know. Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, sure. Then you're like, cool, 7 o'clock. I'll text you a couple days before and let you know what we're doing. And that, again, that tactic has got me more yeses than nos, if I'm being real with you. Just because, again, it catches girls off guard. It's one of those things where they're like, oh, shit. And I just think it's because a lot of dudes just, they just play the games, bro. And I'd be like, come on, man. That's old, bro. That's old. All right. We're going to do 2 more and win the thread. Guys, what was the most obvious hint that you dropped and the girl just didn't get it? The amount of these, okay, hold on. We're talking about wages at workplace, and he said, you should buy me dinner. I said, should I? And he said, yeah, you should. Was that a hint? Yes, it really was. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to like just get you out, and he's gonna pay for the date. You know what I mean? He's gonna pay for it, but it's a thing where like that is a way for him to kind of playfully, because I think what it is he understands you guys' dynamic, and so he looks at it like, okay, this is the dynamic she's most comfortable with me in. So if I ask her out in the most comfortable dynamic, odds are she's probably going to say yes. You know what I mean? Odds are she's going to be like, oh, okay, hey, I get it though. A lot of girls might rebuttal and be just like, well, if you're asking me out like in a way that I'm kind of more comfortable with, then I'm just going to think we're just hanging out and this is not really a date. And that's why I kind of look at it like, okay, that's when you kind of flip the script and you pay, you know what I mean? And then, you act a little more datey than normal. You know what I mean? You gotta make it a little romantic and shiny. So again, that's kind of where I would say, like, when you obviously setting it up, you can be in that like friendly, comfortable type deal to get her out. And then once you get her out, then you change it up on her. It's date time, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, 7 o'clock. Wear this, wear that. This is what we doing. You know what I mean? Go pick her up. You know what I mean? You kind of lay it on, and she's just like, oh, this is a date. Oh, damn. All right. Well, I'm glad I shaved from head to toe then. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. Yeah. That was a hint all day. Okay, last one. Guys, what's the most obvious hint that you dropped that a girl just didn't get it? As a woman, while we were doing a project together, he asked if I was single, and when I said yes, said that was a pity because I'm pretty. I only started suspecting that he was hitting on me around 5 years later, and to this date, I'm still not sure if he was. Damn, girl. He was. Of course he was hitting on you. You know what I mean? Now, look, I get it. You kind of look at it like, oh, dudes call every girl pretty, and all they do is, I would argue there's some dudes who really reserve a lot of their like comments, attention, boyfriend energy if you want. A lot of times they reserve a lot of that. I'm one of those people. Like, I will never give a girl that I'm just friends with, or a girl that I'm just acquaintances with, or a girl that I just, she's just kind of part of a friend group or whatever. I'll never give them like the same type of energy that I would give a girlfriend. The type of energy I'm giving a girlfriend is just like golden retriever fucking energy. You know what I mean? Like, I am going to just always be wagging my tail and can't wait to see her. And oh my God, we're going to have so much fun and this is going to be so great. And I want us just talking and laughing all the time and just having a great time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give that to a girl that I just know. You know what I mean? Like if I'm friends with a girl, for whatever reason, and we hang out, like, she's gonna get more of a monotone me, you know. She's gonna get a more like chilled out, mellow me. She's not really gonna get like that full extent me where I'm like, oh my god, oh, I couldn't wait to see you, and this was so exciting, da da da. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be texting her, oh, I miss your face, and I can't wait to see you again, and oh man, I can't wait till we hang out again. That type of stuff. I'm not sitting there texting my female friends that shit. No, I'll just be like, hey, yo, there's a function going on. Are you going? Oh, yeah, I'm going. Cool, I might see you there. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of energy you're going to get from me. You know, like, if and then it's a thing where if, say, you know, we kind of knew each other and then we were dating and then we stopped dating, you know, I'm going to cut that energy off quick. Like, you're not still going to get that same guy that you were getting while you were dating me. You're just not. You're going to get the mellow monotone me. Because I'm taking that energy and I'm going to give it to somebody else. I'm not going to keep giving you that. Get out of here. You know what I mean? That's weird to me. That is weird to me that there are guys that do that. You know, they'll still give a girl that they used to date like boyfriend energy. And I'm just like, bro.
You stupid.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, what? Come on, man. What the fuck, man? So, yeah. Like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time on a girl that don't like you. So, yeah. You know, that's just how that goes. But yeah, he was hitting on you, man. He was hitting on you. All right. But that's going to go ahead and be that thread. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. Again, if you have a scenario, whether you're man or woman, there was some women in here, man or woman, if you have had a situation where, you know, you were just laying it thick on somebody and they just didn't get it, let me know down in the comments, all right? Appreciate you guys so much. Let's get in on to the scenario or the announcements, then we'll get into the scenarios. So, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show, like these lovely people did for today. $3 a month, get you that exclusive episode. We are in the month of March, so I want to say in the next few weeks, we should be starting up the YouTube membership. I'm super excited about that. So, again, we're getting ever closer to that YouTube membership, and I have just you guys to thank for that, if I'm being real with you. And I really do thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been showing, because it's been tremendous, and it's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Audio listeners as well as YouTube listeners alike, thank you guys so much, man. I tried my best to give you guys as much quality content as I possibly can, and I feel like I'm doing that. You know, I really do. I feel like I'm doing that, and I appreciate you guys so much. Audio listeners, keep downloading the episodes as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that is free, and all of that helps out tremendously. So thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's get into our scenarios for today. So our first one is, am I the asshole for body shaming someone after they body shamed me? Okay. I'm not usually a tit for tat kind of person. But again, I can understand, you know what I mean, why that would kind of get under your skin a little bit, but let's see what's going on. I-22 female recently started modeling on the side in this new year. Throughout my childhood, I have always been on the smaller side, being quite thin and having a hard time developing a relationship with food. It wasn't until uni where I finally ate full meals and pulled myself out of destructive habits. Recently, I went to a friend's house where 3 girls, I will call Emma, Peyton, and Kate, all 24 females were present. I used to be friends with them, but we grew apart several years ago. At one point, I went to the restroom and came back to Emma, Peyton, and Kat saying I was too big to start a modeling career. While Peyton and Kat noticed I had come back and quit talking. Emma continued saying that my waist wasn't small enough. I needed to be realistic. I am practically obese, and that I should be embarrassed that I am visibly trying so hard. Yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's a little harsh. Damn. I have never been the kind of person to judge someone for how they look, especially when I understand struggle can come from anywhere. However, in the moment, I was taken aback by and couldn't believe someone was calling me obese, and a room full of girls who have also gone to bat for one another. We may have split, but I have always defended these women in other settings where people tried to bash them, and hearing they truly thought, or what they truly thought of me in that moment, was heartbreaking. So I said something hurtful. I told Emma that she was rich coming from, that it was rich coming from her, seeing as she has gained 70 pounds since we have met, and I have kept a stable weight. Ooh, damn, girl. Get her. Peyton and Kat looked horrified and left her when she ran out in tears. The other girls present told me that it was deserved, and that while it was rude, wasn't incorrect, and they shouldn't comment on my weight if they don't want to hear it back. Facts. However, I feel guilty. It was a low blow, and if someone said that to me, I would probably be distraught. I have been getting text calls and emails from Emma, Peyton, and Kat saying I am the worst, and I don't know if I went too far or not, and I can't wrap my head around it if it was warranted or not. Other friends who have heard about it think that Emma had it coming, since she had been saying this behind closed doors for weeks. Wow. And my family has shared the same sentiment when I told them. But again, the guilt is eating me. So am I the asshole? Do I owe an apology? No, because if you did apologize, it would really only be a half-assed apology, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't think you want to give a half-assed apology for anybody. And look, it's one of those things where, like you said, if you can't dish it, then baby girl, you better be able to take it. All right, because that's some bullshit that you're going to sit out here and you're going to be talking shit about me. But then the moment I say something about your fat ass, you all of a sudden want to say something and be upset and mad. Like, bro, you can't be mad for that. You really can't. Like, again, if you're going to talk shit about me, I'm going to talk shit about you. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Now, look, when they were talking shit the first time, I was like, hey, yo, what the fuck? That's crazy, because she's not saying anything about you guys. You know? So it's like, sure, tell her, be a little honest, but at the same time, you know, you didn't really have to like throw out the obese comment and whatnot. I kind of wish you would have gave a little bit more of like how much you weigh and how tall are you, because you did say that you were fairly thin. So it made me think maybe you were probably 5 foot to maybe, let's say, 5'4". You're probably 90 to let's say maybe 120 pounds, you know, if you're like extremely thin, you know. And so that's the only thing I can kind of see. And then so, you know, if you started having a relationship with food and then you're kind of now up to like 140, you're still, you know, you're kind of like a slim fat kind of thing. I wouldn't say you are obese. I mean, maybe your BMI might say that, but I don't think like looks wise you would be obese. You know what I mean? You would still have a flat stomach to a degree. You would still, you know, you would have a little more curves on you, but I don't think you would be like fat looking in a way. But again, she gained 70 pounds, so it's like, yeah, I know your ass is fat. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. And I ain't talking about her booty. You know what I mean? I'm talking about her whole shebang-a-bang. So again, it's one of those things. It's like, regardless of them gaining weight, regardless of how they look, whatever the case may be, if you're going to talk shit, you better be prepared to have shit talked back. You know what I mean? That's my thing. And that's why I say don't apologize, because all you're going to be doing is giving a half-assed apology. You are. Because you know in heart of hearts that what she was doing was wrong. You know it. You know that she was wrong. And I'm for it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Because what she was doing was fucked up. You know? So again, you guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know. All right, on to our next one. What do I do? How can a husband shut down his sex drive when his wife is unable or unwilling to have sex? Okay. So for context, me and my wife have been married for several years. We enjoy doing things together. I feel like we both appreciate each other. We don't fight, and even when we do, we work it out in a short time. We love each other very much. When we were dating / engaged / first 3 months of marriage, we had sex a lot. Man, then it died completely after 6 months. Bro, if sex is dying that fast, there's no, and I mean no good reason for you guys to continue to be in a relationship. Bruh, if sex dies that fast, oh man, that tells me that I don't know who, but one of y'all got bored of the other quick. And I mean quick. Bruh. Cooked. Alright. We would have sex once a month, every 2 months. Damn. Twice in 1 month, then once in 4 months. You get the picture. We have discussed counseling and many conversations. She said that she is attracted to me. I don't know about that one, man.
Stop the cap.
I can take no without throwing a temper tantrum or making her feel like crap because she isn't in the mood, but I noticed a pattern and some things were not making sense. One time during an argument, I asked her while she was screaming at me, "Are you still having nightmares about him?" She started crying and we talked about it. She was sexually assaulted by a guy who attacked her former job. Who didn't take no for an answer. I knew and encouraged her to talk to someone for years, and eventually she just asked me if we could forget about it. I don't think she has forgotten. I feel for her, and I do my best to show her that I love and support her in her needs. I am struggling with my patience, though. She and I will be all excited for a date night. We will have a good time, whether we are going out or coming home. But if I try to initiate sex or I ask for it, then suddenly she just sees me. She is tired or her body is drained for work. The only time she is happy about the prospects of sex is when she initiates. Honestly, at this point, I think it would be okay if we just stopped having sex ever. I don't blame her for her feelings, and what happened to her was not her fault. I am struggling with my own emotions too. I want kids and I like having a romantic evening with my wife and I enjoy making love to her. But the contrast struggle is wearing me down. I don't have the patience to seemingly wrestle with her mood to make love together. And when a few months go by and the thing, I don't know. And I think maybe I can just let it go. She wants to have sex then. Porn and masturbation is not an option for me. I can no longer discuss it with her without it being frustrating for her. She doesn't want us to go counseling. I don't know what to do. Thoughts? You need to leave. You need to leave, bro. The moment sex died for you in 6 months. Now, look, I'm not going to downplay. All right, I'm not going to downplay her sexual assault at all. Not in the slightest. But you got to understand that the sexual assault for the first 6 months was not a thing. All right? It was not a thing. She was over it. She was done, she had got through it. She figured it out, she came to terms with it. Whatever she did. Again, we don't know how she got to a point where she was comfortable to get into this relationship with you and to have sex with you. And she was having a lot of sex with you for 6 months. I don't think that this is a situation where she's just like, oh, my SA just magically came back and I'm just like super sad and I don't want to have sex anymore. And, I want to do it maybe like once or twice a month and whatnot. Bro, No, I think she's just not interested in you anymore. I think she's just not really. And why you guys got married, I don't know, bruh. That was probably the worst thing y'all could have done. Because the fact that, unless you guys got married in 6 months, that's the only way I can see y'all motherfuckers getting married, bro, is that y'all got married in 6 months. Because if I'm being honest with you, and I'm sorry to say this, but again, if she stopped having sex with you 6 months in the relationship, bro, cooked. It is cooked, bro. All right? It is absolutely cooked, man. And so that's my thing. Is like, I truly don't believe that it was her SA. It could be a part of that, but I think it's very small. I think it's a very small part of it because I truly do feel she took the steps to do what she needed to do, to get past it, to get over it, whatever it may be. And the fact that she did that, I think it was a thing where she was able to then, be in a relationship with you, have sex with you up until 6 months. And again, I don't think it's another guy. It could be. We don't know. But I just think that she's just not into you like that no more, man. I really do. I can't see any other reason. I think it's to where she's like, oh no, he's great everywhere else. You know, he's a great supportive system. He's a great person, you know, great to talk to, all that stuff. I just don't find him sexually attractive. And I think that's what it comes down to, bro. I really, really do. And if I'm being honest with you, you're the type of guy that wants kids and you want a very active sex life and all that kind of stuff. Don't sit there and just neglect your sexual needs for her. That's dumb. The fact that you're going to sit there and you're going to neglect your sexual needs for her is crazy. That is some crazy shit, bro. You should never, on either side, have to suppress your needs for somebody else. I don't care if they're your partner. I don't care if y'all been married for 10 years. I don't care if y'all, you know, got a bunch of kids or whatever. Like, nah, bro, you should never, and I mean ever, have to suppress a part of yourself to make someone else happy. No, that's terrible. That is terrible, and that's living life in hell, man. Trust me, dude. We are men. We have urges. We got a nut, bro. We got a nut. We got to clean the pipes out, son. And she's over here like, no, you can't masturbate to porn. No, you can't relieve yourself like that. You're just going to wait until I decide to have sex with you from 2 months from now. Like, nah, bro, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I get it. You're going to be a stubborn ass bastard and you're not going to leave her. You're going to stay with her thinking that you can do this. And then you're going to get to a point where your dick is just absolutely throbbing, ready to explode. And you're going to do one of two things. You're going to watch porn, make her mad, get into a big fight, or you're going to go fucking cheat on her. And you know what I mean? Whichever opportunity presents it first. Literally, you're going to be that guy that gets home from work and you're going to be beating your dick in your car. That's what's going to be happening, bro. You're going to get home, you're going to beat your meat in your car, and then you're going to go inside and act like nothing happened. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Bro, you don't want to be that guy. It's going to get so bad that you're going to be in the work bathroom beating your dick, bro. You're going to be out on your lunch break in your car beating your dick, bro. That's the type of dude you want to be? Because I'm telling you, that's where it's heading. That's where it's heading. I've seen many a guys like dealing with the same shit that you're dealing with, and that is how they go about it. And then their wife finds out about it, and then they write into my show talking about, oh, he'd rather beat his dick than have sex with me. And it's just like, well, bitch, no fucking shit. Because you're not having sex with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? And then it's going to, like, I guarantee you, it's going to get to a point where he's going to be beating his dick like that, right? And then the wife is going to be writing into the show talking about, my husband does not want to have sex with me anymore. He'd rather beat his me. What is going on here? And then you're going to just be like, and then I'm going to be like, well, girl, you need to have more sex with him. All right? You need to walk around, you know what I mean? Panties out, booty cheeks out, you know what I mean? All that good shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And that's what I'm saying. Relationships don't work if both of the people are not willing to have some kind of sexual relationship or some kind of sexual understanding. Because if you don't, bro, the relationship cooked. It's cooked. It's over. It's done. It's donezo. It's finito. Because you got to realize, man, sexual urges are a big thing. I get it. Sex is not everything in a relationship, but it is a big part. You know, and that's why I say, like, if you can't have sexual chemistry or you guys don't have that sexual alignment, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for you. So, again, I think you should just get out of that relationship. You let her deal with what she's going to deal with. You know what I mean? You guys don't have kids yet, so that's great. You know, you guys can amicably split because it's just like, bro, that's fine. If you can't do it because of SA, you can't do it because you have your reasons and stuff like that, that's fine. But I'm not going to suppress my urges for somebody else. Just not going to do it. All right. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Let's get on to our next one. Am I the asshole for kicking my boyfriend out right after he arrived? Oh, shit. All right. Me, 25 female, my boyfriend, 25 male. Let's call him Adam. And I have been together for about a month and a half. Damn, that's it? A month and a half? Oh, Lord. Okay. Important note that we are co-workers. We've had issues with him ignoring my boundaries by looking at my phone and not respecting when I give no as an answer. Last night we were on the phone and I was telling Adam about a male co-worker who makes me uncomfortable, and how I was glad he didn't come swimming with us, so he didn't see me in a bathing suit. For the record, many yeah, many of my female coworkers also feel weird around him, and have we all all spoken about it together. I'm gonna read your dumbass shit verbatim. Golly, spell check your shit, please. Adam said that he's a really nice guy and that he shouldn't make me feel uncomfortable. Then proceeded to begin making jokes, saying things like free him, and he also said that if he's swimming with me made me uncomfortable, then I shouldn't go swimming. Okay, if swimming with me makes me uncomfortable, then he shouldn't go swimming. Girl, you gotta proofread your shit, man. Your sentence ain't making sense, which is part of my job. All of the comments he made led me to feel like he wasn't taking me serious, and I realized that he was laughing while I was upset. So I told him not to come over for the night. He texted me saying he was still coming over and asked if it was okay. I said, fine, but we're talking about this. Adam arrived about an hour later and came up to my room, where he immediately looked at my phone that was open to text. I was folding laundry at the time, so I whacked him with a t-shirt and told him to stop. He then started baby talking my dog and saying, we're not mad, but she's mad, which also made me feel like he wasn't taking things seriously. I started to talk about why I was upset, and he was brushing it off and laughing, so I told him to get out. He didn't listen, so I raised my voice until I was screaming for him to get out. My roommates came out and told him that he had to leave, and we threatened to call the cops if he didn't. He finally left after that and texted me saying he should call the cops after I assaulted him with a t-shirt. The question is, did I overreact, and should I have heard him out? I haven't heard from him nor texted him since, but I assume he's expecting an apology and I'm not ready to give one. Yeah, because the fact that you guys are having these kind of problems a month and a half in, bro, just lets me know that he's not really serious about this relationship. You know, like, look, I'm not saying that he had to like do everything right in this situation. I'm not saying that at all, because a lot of this stuff, I feel he was trying to just kind of play it off as like, babe, it's not that serious. It's okay. Like, it's fine. I get that he creeps you out. I get that he's weird, you know, and stuff like that. But like, nothing drastic has happened yet. So just relax, chill, you know, be all right. And that's kind of like where I'm getting from it. But I get it. You want him to make a big deal of it. That's what it is. You want him to make a big deal of it. You want it to be a thing where he's just like, oh, you know, there's this guy and he's being creepy at work and blah, blah, blah. And you want him to be like, oh my God, what? Oh, no. No, I can't have that. Oh, hell no. How dare he think that he can talk to my woman like that, or even look at her like that? You want this overblown, you know, thing. And your dude is just kind of like, bruh, like, of course he's talking to you. You're beautiful. Of course he wants to, you know, he's being weird like that. That's how he is with all the girls. Like, why are you trying to blow this up into a bigger thing? Like, you chill, you're all right, you're good. So again, I don't think you should apologize to him just because I understand how you felt, but the way you went about it, I don't think was the right way to go about it. You could have had a conversation. I think women are far too quick to kind of just like throw things out with the bathwater, throw the baby out with the bathwater and be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. You know what I mean? Instead of just maybe having a conversation and being like, dude, why are you being like this? Like, talk to me. And then if you're like trying to initiate that conversation and then he's still just kind of being frustrating to you, okay, then that's when I look at it like, all right, I'm on your side at this time. At this point, yeah, dude's just being unserious. Kick his ass out and fuck him off. You know what I mean? Because again, it's like I don't think you really gave him a chance to kind of like talk about it, and I don't think you really made it apparent enough that, hey, this is like serious. Because again, for him, he just looks at it like, dude, this is some creepy guy that everyone knows is creepy. He's at work. You know what I mean? We get it. You know, like it's fine. You'll be all right. As long as he ain't doing nothing crazy to you or he ain't touching you or anything like that, you're good. You're fine. You're all right. I don't need to get like crazy involved and all that kind of stuff. So again, that's how I see it personally. You know what I mean? So again, you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Again, do you think that she was right in just kind of like throwing, the baby out with the bathwater and just saying fuck it to this dude? Or do you think she should have maybe given him conversation and been like, yeah, dude, like let's talk about this at least, let me at least talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I get it in the moment. You're not really thinking about it like that. I get it. I'm in hindsight 2020. I understand that 1000%, because when you're in the thick of it, you're in your emotions, you're going to just think about the most immediate and quick thing. I get that 1000%. But that's why I think you should have been not texting him an apology, but just texting him, hey, can we talk? Can we seriously talk now? Like, I understand you may feel some type of way about me telling you to leave, like me and my roommates telling you to leave, but I was trying to have a serious conversation with you. And now that we've kind of taken some time to cool off, can we have that conversation now? And I think that would be the best way to move forward, if I'm being real with you. So you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Agree with me? Disagree? Let me know. Let's get into our last one for today's episode. All right, am I wrong for taking my best friend to a concert instead of my girlfriend? Okay. So right before Valentine's Day, my girlfriend of almost 2 years broke up with me and moved her stuff out and moved back in with her mom. A couple of days later, we talked it out and came to the conclusion that neither of us wanted to end it, so we agreed to take things slow again. Maybe we moved too fast, financial shit, therapy stuff needs to be worked out, etc. Anyways, we were supposed to go see a band next week. I bought the tickets last year, but because she broke up with me, I gave my ticket to my best friend, who just happened to be a girl. My girlfriend is upset because I did that, but I was under the impression we weren't ever going to talk again because she moved out and broke up with me. Am I a jerk? Nah. No, not at all. Because, dude, you got to understand, man, if you're going to make decisions, you have to be willing to lay in that bed that you made. You really do. Baby girl, you made that bed, and you're going to have to lay in it and deal with the consequences that came with that. You broke up with him. So naturally, he looks at it like, well, I'm not about to just fuck off this ticket. Like, I'm going to give it to somebody else. I'm going to go with somebody else. Like, bro, what'd you think? You thought he was just going to be waiting around for you? Like, no, bro. He looks at it like, dude, this sucks. It hurts, but the world keeps spinning. Life keeps moving on. You know what I mean? So you can't expect me to just hold everything that I got going on to see if you're going to come back. Like, I'm not going to do that. The world keeps spinning. Shit moves. I'm going to keep moving with it. Again, it hurts. It sucks. I'm sad about it. But bruh, again, I'm not going to sit here and put everything I have on hold for you. And that's just what that comes down to. And she just has to understand that. And I get it. She probably really doesn't like it because it's a girl. And it's just like, well, I don't know if she had a point of contingency with it when you guys were together to where it's like, oh, I didn't really like her when we were together. Or maybe that was the reason why you guys broke up. I don't know. But I guarantee you that is kind of, adding a little bit of wood to that fire, if I'm being honest with you. But again, I personally think that you really shouldn't have gotten back together with her because, bro, if she's so willing to just kind of leave on a whim like that and break up with you on a whim, that's one of those things where it's just like, I'm down to get back together with you, but you really gonna have to show me that you want to be back together with me because I ain't believing it, And so that's kind of one of those moments, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, because again, I guarantee she probably was just threatening to break up with you. Oh, if you go with her, I'm going to break up with you. Cool. We're broken up then. Like, bro, I'm a very big proponent of I will never choose my significant other over my friends. I'll never do that. I'm sorry. My friends will always be over you. I known them a lot longer. You know what I mean? I trust them a lot longer than I trust you. I get it. Even if I've been with my girl for 10 plus years, I got some dudes I've known for 20. You know what I mean? And at that point, it'd probably be 30. So I would definitely trust their judgment over hers. If I'm being real with you, that's just what it comes down to. I'm not gonna change up on my friends because I'm with you. I'm just not gonna do that. That's not going to happen, So, and I think that's how you are. And I think your girlfriend is kind of upset about that you're not willing to change up on your friends for her, and that's really fucked up. That's not cool. So, you guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, as well as everything we've gone over today in today's episode, man. Let me know what you thought about, I guess, Love is Blind, the weddings. What you think about what's going on with the reunion, all that good stuff, and then what you thought about the thread, as well as all our scenarios we've gone over today. Again, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. I will see you guys on Thursday for more Beautiful Venom. We're like a little over halfway done with that book, so I'm super excited. And boy, is that book juicy, baby. Oh my god, our main girl, that girl, man,
She belongs to the streets.
she is so hooked on Kane's dick, bruh. It's crazy. She's over here trying to act like she don't like his dick, bro. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean? All that man has to do is touch you and you're just like wet. Like, get the fuck out of my face. So we're going to be going over that. We're going to be doing 2 more chapters of that on Thursday. So don't miss that. Be there or be square. Love you guys all. I'll see you on Thursday. Peace.